Jack and the Beanstalk.
I can't remember.
It's the point of view of the giant. I just forgot the title.
Trust Me, Jack's Beanstalk Stinks.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to read you Honestly, Red Riding Hood Was Rotten. Chomp, chomp. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just finishing my lunch. My name's Wolf, Big Bad Wolf. You may have heard the story of Little Red Riding Hood, about a girl and her granny. Seems everyone has. My tale is different. Did I say tail? I meant tail. Once upon a time, I ran out of food, completely. The cupboards were bare, the freezer too, and I'd eaten every last vegetable and fruit in the garden, every one. Other wolves might have lunched on little forest critters, chipmunks, bunnies, squirrels, but I'm a vegetarian. That's right. I don't eat meat. Well, I try not to. I love apples. Honeycrisp, Pink Lady, Golden Delicious, any kind really. But sadly, it was a long time until apple harvest. I hadn't eaten in weeks. My stomach growled and howled. It moaned and groaned. It even roared. Then my nose took over. Sniff, sniff. I took a whiff. What was it? A girl. Sniff, sniff. I took a whiff. What was it? Cake? Butter? In this forest, I had to investigate. And there she was, Little Red Riding Hood. She looked as plump and juicy as a big, sweet apple. Little Red waved her cap. Isn't it pretty? She said. Yeah, I said. Aren't I pretty? She said. Was she admiring herself in that puddle? With this cap, she said, I'm even prettier than usual. Boy, someone sure was full of herself. My stomach growled.
Hello, Little Red Apple Hood.
Little Red twirled a strand of hair. Mother says the cap looks grand with my skin. My skin shines like pearls. Or the meat of a ripe apple, I thought, licking my chops. Remember, I hadn't eaten in weeks. Time to chomp. But then Little Red said, I can't wait until Granny sees how pretty I am today. I'm bringing her cake and butter from my mother. My stomach howled. 2 meals, I thought. Granny for breakfast, Little Red for lunch, and cake and butter for dessert. Where does Granny live? I asked. Little Red pointed. Down there in the clearing, the brown house. I knew the house, and I had a plan. Let's play a game, I said. Little Red smiled. I'm awesome at games. I bet you are, I said. You take this path, I'll take that path, and let's see who arrives at Granny's first. I will, she said. I'm the prettiest and the fastest. I bet you are, I said. My stomach moaned. Before it groaned, I ran. No one knows this forest like I do. I chose the shorter path. Sniff, sniff. I took a whiff. What was it? Apple air freshener? Tap, tap. I knocked on the door. Who's there? Called out a voice. Your granddaughter, I squeaked. I've brought you cake and butter from Mother. Door's open, Granny said. Granny tugged at her nightcap. Green, she said. Isn't it pretty? Pretty like a Granny Smith apple, I thought. Aren't I pretty? Granny said. You must have heard the saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Well, it's true. Chomp, chomp. Oh, sorry. My stomach roared. What was that noise? Granny asked. Chomp, chomp. I had to eat her. She was no Macintosh apple, but not too bad. I still felt hungry. Tap, tap. Little Red knocked on the door. Who's there? I called out, crawling into Granny's bed. Your granddaughter, Little Red said. I've brought you cake and butter from Mother. Door's open, I said. Little Red walked in and caught a glimpse of herself in the mirror. Isn't my cap pretty, Granny? She said. Aren't I pretty? I clenched my teeth. Granny, Little Red said, what deep dark eyes I have. I said, the color of apple seeds. Granny, she said, what perfect ears I have. I said, shaped like sharply cut apple slices. Granny, she said, what pretty red lips I have. I said, red and delicious. Granny said, what lovely skin I have.
Are you okay, man? Are you constipated? It looks like you're missing this jaw.
Chomp, chomp. I ate her up. What can I say? Things look different when you're hungry. She was no Fuji or Crispin apple. In fact, to be honest, she was a bit rotten. But she was better than nothing. Plus, I got dessert.
That's a win-win.
All right. I want you guys to go back to your seat and we're going to do a little activity.
Yes!
You guys to roll your dice, and whatever number it lands on, this is the question. That's the question you're going to answer.
Oh, the track is setting.
I'm going to leave the book up here in case you guys have a movie history.
He looks more serious in this picture. I want to see the picture. He looks like he's doing good. Creepy in the
Write a description of the main character. Okay.
My favorite color is silver when you're done. And then he pukes out. I got a good one. And then he pukes out both of them. And then they just happen to puke. But then the three little pigs came. Can we roll again?
This is right. This right. Wait, one time, how many times do you actually? Ask Miss Campos. What is the description? Is it like describe? Yes, is what it means. Describe.
They're like, first of all, where do pigs change? This cat has got a perfect one character to end the story of a cat. So the big bad wolf, he puked out them because they said that Little Red was too rotten for grandma. And so like she did the I don't think if you reread the story change. What was your funny?
And then L.
He said
C. I. And then chest. It's I-O-U-S.
and he's going.
Okay, all right, so when you're finished with your diet, please turn it in, okay? So it's not distracting, the sharing part, okay? They're right on the table.
Write a description of the main character, which is the wolf.
I'm sure there's some other things she's taking.
I got 2 now.
Yeah, and you know what? You want to
When she said that, they were
make sure it's exactly what it is.
I got 4. That's my last one. No, that's what I told
So you're going to be writing 2 descriptions. So why don't we start off with one? At least one, okay? You're supposed to turn your eyes. Just like the genre. Based on the fairy tale. Figure, oh, I would prefer that if
No, listen up. No, listen up. This newspaper and I didn't copy the big bet.
All right, is everybody finished? No?
No, Catherine, I wrote this.
okay, thank you so much.
Okay, this is kind of older. Traded. I need
That was very good. That was so cute. What a cute activity. Raise your hand if you enjoyed that little activity. Thank you, Mrs. Ambrose, for coming up with something fun today. Thank you very much.
Hey, who's ready to share?
Ah.
Girl.